Good morning, everyone. Welcome to week 2. I really enjoyed getting to know you through your answers in week 1, and I look forward to more of that this week. This week you have 2 assignments. They're outlined on your syllabus, and they're also here in the portal. The first thing you're going to be doing is you're going to be looking at 2 narrative essays, 2 student examples, and then kind of comparing and contrasting them and analyzing them for how well that they have achieved the purpose of the paper. And you'll submit the answers of your analysis based on these questions in a document to the portal. The second assignment you're going to have is the narrative thesis and planning assignment. And you're going to use these PowerPoints and these notes and this video to help you get started on planning your essay and what you're going to write about. And this document walks you through each of the steps that you'll need to take. And then when you're done, you'll submit that document for some feedback and get the green light about moving ahead next week when we start drafting our essay. This week is really about understanding what the essay is asking you to do, looking at the writing process, and then also getting you started in the planning and thesis development stage. To that end, I want you to know where you're headed. So I've included the rubric for this essay, and so you can kind of know how you'll be assessed and what you'll be graded on. These 2 PowerPoints are separated. The first one is just kind of telling you what the essay is about, what the assignment is about. And then the second one is helping you getting started developing your thesis and getting started thinking about how you're going to structure your essay. All right, so I'm going to separate my videos to match the 2 PowerPoints. So let's get into this first one. And we're going to look at what the essay is about. Okay, so let me move my face. There we go. All right, so the narrative essay, a narrative is a story, right? If you have a narrator, it's someone telling the story. So you are going to think of this essay as you being the narrator of a small moment in your life that held significance for you, okay? And that means you can write in first person, and that means that you are exploring something that is meaningful to you, right? So we're not writing about a response to literature, or we're not writing a persuasive essay. You are simply telling a story, a small moment of a story in your life, okay? And that's why it's called magnifying the moment. Because what we are asking you to do is we're asking you to take a very small moment in your life, and we're asking you to expand it using sensory details, descriptive language, and dialogue to tell your reader about why this moment was significant. What did it show about your life? What did it show you about life, right? Or why does this hold such significance for you, okay? And to do that, we're going to use the writing process. And if you look on this second slide here, we're gonna stay right here this week in the pre-writing, right? We're gonna be gathering our ideas, we're gonna be thinking, and what we want to try and do is we want you to feel like you can get started using the tools that we've provided. So you'll notice that none of your assignments are start writing, right? Your assignments are going to be step by step walking you through, and we're asking you to do that so that the finished product is something that is tight and nuanced and descriptive and not kind of like a rambling retelling of what happened, okay? So how do you get started? Well, first you need the moment, right? And so you are going to think of big moments in your life. And I'm going to ask you not to write about your championship game, the touchdown that you caught, scoring the goal, your first buck that you shot, the first car you bought. All of those stories have been told, right? So you need to think of another more significant moment in your life. And you don't have to assume that the moment has to be tragic or bad, right? It can be something that was of happiness. It could also be a moment of realization, right? It doesn't have to be a moment of fireworks and unicorns and ponies. It can be something that is very subtle, but really meant something, right? I think one of the easiest things to do is to be retrospective. In looking back on something, do you see something now that in the moment you didn't realize, right? So I always think of, when I met my husband, right? It was 2006. It was at a bar in Brooklyn. And that day I didn't go home and was like, oh my God, this is the man, right? But looking back on it, I was like, oh, that was such an interesting day, right? If I were to retell that moment, and then to think of like where we are now, Like that's an interesting kind of take on it. So that is also not to say I do not want now 12 essays of when you met your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Okay. So you want to kind of think of your own, but in looking back, you have a lot there that you can choose from. So I'm going to choose one. A big moment for me was when I ran the DC Marine Corps Marathon, right? And now that I have this big moment, I'm not going to write a 2-page essay on running the marathon. It would be so boring, because it would cover so much, right? But also, if you take such a big moment and have to only write 2 pages about it, it becomes very shallow, very surface. And that's not what we're asking you to do here. What we're asking you to do here is to take this moment, but what are all the small moments within it, right? So yes, I ran the marathon, but here were all the things that happened, right? The day that I decided to do it, that was a small moment, right? The idea or the fact that I did it with my dad and training with my dad, right? The training itself, the finish line, and then what happened after. So these are all like little things that are under the umbrella of this big moment in my life. And I'm going to choose the finish line, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a list. Again, let me move my face. Here we go. I'm going to make a list of what I remember about this small moment of the finish line. And I'm going to keep it real short, right? I'm going to keep it real short, real snappy. And so here's my list of the marathon finish line. And in looking at it, you might think that makes no sense, but it doesn't have to make sense to you necessarily. It has to make sense to me. Okay. So here's my list. So tired, shaky legs, beer tent, man draping metal, crying, hugging my dad, fried chicken, sitting in the shower. I just asked real quick, right? I just said, what do I remember? Boom. And I made that list. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to add sensory details to that list. So at the finish line, what do I remember smelling? What do I remember feeling? What do I remember the sounds? What did it look like? What did it taste like? What emoji would I use, right? Now, not all of these are going to be applicable. For example, at the marathon finish line, I wasn't really tasting anything, right? But most of these will work. And so now I'm going to add to my list, right? So I'm going to think about so tired. Let's add sensory details to that. I felt relief. I was in disbelief. I didn't think I'd make it back to the hotel. I was definitely barfy, like I felt really nauseous, as 26.2 miles might do to you. I had shaky legs, and I remember like bending down on my legs, and I noticed that my socks were bloody, and my legs were like slippery, and so my hands kept like slipping off my knees, and my legs felt like getting off like that moving walkway at the airport, like you weren't really on steady ground. And then there was a beer tent, which I did not know about this, but apparently it's like one way to like carbo reload. But the fact, and I will like never turn down a beer, but the fact that I smelled it and I was so nauseous, I was like, this is so gross. Like, who's going to drink a beer right now? And it just smelled like yeasty, and it was like a circus tent because it was the Marine Corps. So it was like yellow and red. And then there was the man draping the metal. And I remember him like talking, but it was like Charlie Brown teacher, like wah, 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 right? And I think it was just because I was like so overwhelmed, right? So now I would go through all of this, right? And then what I would do is I would now take these and I would turn them into sentences. I was so tired. Relief washed over me. I was in a state of disbelief. More urgently, I felt like I was gonna barf. Okay? And as I'm going over these now, you can see how I've taken this small moment. And if I did the sentence building for each one of those bullets, I'm walking out of here with like a paragraph, right? So this is the kind of work that I'm going to ask you to do for your moment. You're going to take that big moment, right? You're going to make it small, and then you are going to add the sensory details to it, right? So you're going to take that big moment, you're going to make it small, and then you're going to add the sensory details, right? And that's the first part of developing the narrative essay.